Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of People Are Awful. Let's get into it.
When we have a society full of women with no accountability, guess what? It just repeats the cycle. And then the daughters grow up the same exact way. We're teaching our daughters how to be queens instead of being wives. Teaching young men to be gentlemen, to be providers, to pay for everything, to open the doors. Meanwhile, we're telling our daughters, know your worth and never settle. So one side's learning selflessness, the other side's learning self-prioritization. But unfortunately, little girls are taught what do they deserve versus what do they also bring to the relationship. And I'm raising a protector and a provider, and the last thing I want is my son to end up with your dusty daughter thinking that being submissive to a good man is oppression. Equality doesn't mean that women get to wear the crown while men get to carry the cross.
He bathed the baby on his night off, and I corrected something that he was doing. I can't remember what it was, whether it was the way he was holding it or something. And the next day when Matt was back at work, Mum said to me, Bridie, do not become the expert in that baby. I said, what do you mean? And she's a midwife, nurse, and mother of 4. So she knows what she's talking about. She said, you become the expert in that baby, you'll be the expert in the toddler. And then when it's school time, you'll be the expert in the kid. You'll be the one they call everyone, the school will call you for everything. Your husband will turn to you for everything. You will end up running this household and making every single decision. And it starts now. And she says, he's doing a great job. And when you correct him, all you're doing is undermining his confidence. And so if you don't want to be the expert in the baby, you have to let him do it his way. And for the rest of your parenting life, you are going to see him do things that you think are the most insane things that you've ever seen in your life. He's going to bathe that baby in a way that makes absolutely no sense to you. Not your problem. Don't correct it. You have to let him do it and I think that's very sympathetic as well to the men, and also goes back to there being nothing inherently biological in me or in Matt about the baby. It's all about practice.
Finally, you're home.
What's up, baby?
Why you rubbing your belly like that?
I actually missed lunch today, but I don't even want you cooking this time of night, so I'm gonna just order something.
Boy, are you crazy? I already made dinner. I got steak in there, asparagus, candy yams, berry peach cobbler.
No, you didn't make the cobbler.
And I already meal prepped your lunch for the week.
Baby, you ain't have to do that.
Yeah, we got you all set up, baby.
Thanks, I appreciate you. You are amazing.
You know I'm gonna take care of my baby.
Oh, and did you take my clothes to the dry cleaner? I need something to wear tomorrow for work.
What you need a dry cleaner for when you got me? Already washed it and got your outfit pressed off for tomorrow.
Ironed them already?
No wrinkles.
Thanks. That's gonna relieve some of my stress.
How was work?
Just been a lot. We just got a new project, so it's a little stressful. It's due in a couple days, and of course they got me managing everybody in the sector. It's just a lot. Just gotta meet this deadline, and I don't want to mess nothing up.
You always handling everything. You deal with people at work. You handle everything with your family. Come here.
Where we going?
How about you just allow me to release you from that stress? Stop asking all these questions.
You gotta tell me twice.
Hello, my name is Lindsey Graham, and I am a cat. Meow, meow. I'm not a woman dressed as a cat. I am a cat. By show of hands, I'm curious, how many of you believe and confess that I'm a cat? Great. By show of hands, I'm curious, how many of you believe that your child or a child from this school would believe that I'm actually a cat? No one. You are right. Why? Because you are not stupid, and these children are not stupid. One look at me, and you know this to be true. I am a woman posing as a cat. You may also think correctly that if I truly believe I'm a cat, I have a mental disorder. If I suffer from a mental disorder, and if I am unable to discern reality, am I safe to be around children? Would you put me in charge of making critical decisions about the safety and well-being of children and about the direction of their education when I cannot even discern truth from fiction? No tail, whiskers, or outfit makes me a cat, just like no lipstick, high heels, or long hair makes him a man, a woman. Do you believe that the actions of a grown man playing dress up as a woman affects the students and staff positively or negatively? If you were to address me as a cat right now, it's as ridiculous as when you say Miss Bixler and a grown man's voice comes thundering over this.
Thank you.
Everybody heard about the new store in New York City? It's called the Husband Store. And you can go there and shop for a husband. There's 6 floors in this store. You can only visit each floor one time though. And each floor you go up, the value increases. You may choose any item from any particular floor, but you can go up a floor, but you cannot go back down. So there was a woman who went to the husband store to find herself a husband. On the first floor, the sign on the door read, these men have jobs. That sounded good. These men have jobs. Floor 2 says, these men have jobs and love kids. Floor number 3 said, these men have jobs, love kids, and are extremely good looking. Wow, she thought, this is sounding pretty good, but I'm compelled to go on to the next floor. Well, she does go to the 4th floor, and the sign reads, these men have jobs, love kids, are drop dead, good looking, and they help with the housework. Oh, mercy me, she said, I can hardly stand it. Still, she said, I've got to go on. She went to the 5th floor. These men have jobs, love kids, are drop dead, gorgeous, help with the housework, and have a very strong romantic streak. But she couldn't stand it. She decided she had to just find out what was on floor number 6. Floor number 6 said, you are visitor 31,456. To this floor, there are no men on this floor. This floor exists solely as proof that women are impossible to please.
Let me read something to you real quick. It mean a lot to me. Man, I ain't trying to cry, but just say, break generational curses. Quit yelling at your kids before they go to bed and expect them to sleep well. Quit yelling at your kids in the morning right after they wake up before school and expect them to have a good day. You set the tone for your children. You set the tone for your voice. They will always remember in their heads. You become their inner voice. Don't be their inner critic. Speak life, speak love, speak bravery, kindness and hope. Speak wisdom and truth. Most of all, listen to your children. I never had none of that. I get that to mine. And that's my number one priority. As I follow that, that's how I break it. And I do it, I live it. I live it. You know, that narrative shit. That's what they never wanted to pick up.
Give me a second, bro.
Bro. 42 for real. Damn, dog.
Max, if I give you one piece of advice, and I wish somebody would have told me this earlier to say to my sons. There's a quick story. Sheepdogs' jobs are to protect the sheep, right? And the wolves went up to the sheep and said, hey, these sheepdogs are keeping you hostage. They're making you listen. They're controlling you. So after a day, the sheep went up to the sheepdogs and said, hey, we want to go out into the forest and we want to play and see what's going on out there. And the sheepdog said, absolutely not. And what transpired, Max, was the following night, the sheep came back and said, we fire all you sheepdog. We don't want you. We don't want you to protect us anymore. We don't need to listen to you. You're controlling us. You're telling us what to do. And Max, guess what happened that night? The wolves ate better than they ever ate in their life. Your dad is a sheepdog, and his job is to protect you and love you. Listen to your dad, because everything he says to you is out of love, nothing to do with him.
Can't punish my 5-year-old for 2 weeks. He doesn't get that.
Yeah.
And so when I come in next time and I see his clothes on the floor, I say, oh, I see you've chosen not to watch your favorite TV show today. No, Dad, let me clean it up right now. No. The very moment you left your clothes on the floor was the very moment you chose not to watch TV. Tomorrow you can make a decision. And so over time, if he wants to watch his favorite TV show right now, it's Spidey and Friends right now. Yeah, so, but so he starts to regulate, because it's teaching him several things. One, whenever you're doing something in the moment. So I'm teaching him to be more present and more mindful of what he's doing in the moment. And I'm also teaching him how to have more foresight. If I do this, this bad thing is going to happen. Okay. So this choice giving, one, returns responsibility to him, because if I wasn't doing that, anytime he needed to do something, whose fault is it that he didn't do it? It's mine, because I didn't tell him.
Wow.
Okay. So now I'm returning responsibility back to him. He realizes that it's his choice, not dad telling me what to do. And it's not dad's fault that he did something. It's my fault because I made a choice and I didn't get what I wanted. So choice giving is always one of those things I'm trying to teach parents. But, you can do that when they're young. And then as they get older, you need to make sure that you're collaborative with these choices. So it would look something like, hey, when someone doesn't clean up the kitchen, what do you think should happen? Well, I think this person should not have a phone for 2 days. Well, I think they should have a phone, not have a phone for a week. So we're collaborative. So now that we've discussed the choice, anytime the kitchen's not clean, oh, I see you've chosen not to have your phone for the next 4 days. Totally your choice.
Papata.
나왔다. I would rather pick up my husband's dirty laundry that he leaves right next to the basket, clean up all the beard hair that he leaves in the sink, pick up the dirty boots that he leaves all over the floor for every day for the rest of my life, rather than never seeing him come through that door ever again. And I know I'm not his mother, but it is my job to serve and take care of my husband. And guess what? He takes care of me. Now, I could complain all day about the fact that my husband leaves all this stuff all over the place and he doesn't pick up after himself, which he does. Sometimes he comes home from a long day and he doesn't have the strength to put his clothes in the basket after a long day. Sometimes the world wears on him so hard that sometimes all he can do is kick off his boots at the front door. And you know what? As a wife, I have two options. I can get really mad about it. I can nag him, can get upset at him, or I could just serve my husband out of love and respect, because that's what we're called to do as wives. And the verse said, it's better to live on a roof of a house than in a home with a nagging wife.
Crazy, but I think that men actually mean what they say. Like, no hidden message, no secret meaning, no emotional code to crack, just yes, no, up, down. 9 times out of 10, I interpret it way differently. He says I'm tired. What I hear is, tired of me, of this relationship, of life. Maybe I'm too much. Is he gonna leave? Like, should I back off? But the reality is, he just yawned. He says, oh, I didn't notice. He doesn't pay attention, doesn't care. He didn't notice the thing I changed. Clearly, he doesn't value me. He really actually didn't even notice. His brain didn't register it. He says, I'm not hungry. He doesn't like my cooking. He's mad. He ate somewhere else. He must be hiding something. Why isn't he hungry? What did I do? Actually, it's because he had 2 burritos from the gas station at 4 p.m. They say it's blue. We're like, but what does that mean? Is it sad? Is it deep? Is it about me? No, it's just blue.
By the way, here's the cheat code. When you have a humble female partner in a heterosexual relationship who's like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for like the fact that you want to get her the Hermes bag.
Oh yeah.
Because she's not an ungrateful bitch.
You're going to give her
right,
4
you
times.
Because you just are like, look at this, you know, here, look what else I can do.
That is the fuel.
I mean, you could be a CEO or a garbage man. You could be 20 or you could be 80. Any heterosexual male, if you go, I can't open this jar, can you help me? We all go, oh, yes, I certainly can, and open the jar, and we feel like a $1 million. You know why? Because we love that we can do that. So I don't know why anybody didn't figure that cheat code out. Like, the more entitled you act, the more you act like, well, I helped you build this is our money, the more you do that shit,
the tighter we get.
The more that I'm like, you know what? Take your half. See ya. I'll make more.
You know what's crazy though?
That's crazy.
Those women that care and watch how much money you spend and how much money you spending on them, they don't like you. Because a woman that likes you don't want you to spend all your money, because she's mindful of the union and the partnership that y'all are building.
There it is.
If that woman is like, ooh, like women that are like, ooh, I need to get my hair and my nails done. Why is your hair and your nails not already done? This should be a lifestyle. Like, if you literally, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, because, you know, I have an appointment from here. I'm going to get my hair done. It's one thing to be like, oh yeah, I have my hair appointment. I have zero expectation for a man to be like, oh, here you go. You got to, no. Now, if it happens, I love that for me. But it's not an expectation because it doesn't need to be. So I personally feel like us ladies, we got to get it together, because it's that standard that's making men think that the transaction is okay. We hold the standard. It's all up to us at the end of the day as women, you know, and we got to stop being so doggone cheap.
Because we see the clips of like, oh, what you going to do for me? What you going to do for me? What you going to do for me?
And then women will be like, well, I took my time to get ready. That man has time too. He took time out of his day to make sure that he prepared something. Hopefully he put some effort in. It's not just going to a thing. But this is another thing too, for the ladies that are listening. We got to be mindful that men with money, I'm doing air quotes right now, men with money, or real men with money, a lot of the times what they're doing is just what they do. You are not special. So someone may think, oh my God, he flew me on a jet, or oh my God, he flew me first class, or oh my God, we went to this 5-star restaurant. Baby, that's what he does. You are not special. You insert girl here at this point, you know? So I feel like we got to get really clear on what does each side have to offer. Are you looking for a dating experience, which is fine, or are you looking for partnership in life?
When I met my husband, I'd already started my manufacturing company. I was a young, successful girl. I was in my 20s. I got married on my 28th birthday. We met as I was 27. We got married on my 28th birthday. By then, I started my first business manufacturing furniture before my 26th birthday. So it was still early days of my business, but it was clear I was going somewhere. And we were set up. I had a factory with 28 men working for me. My husband was a professional working in NNPC. I remember one person in particular who, out of foolishness, said to her cousin, who is my friend, that how is Billy marrying a civil servant? You know, she's going somewhere. I laughed. I told her, tell her I'm happy with my civil servant. You are the one that must first dimension who you are, what you're looking for, what is important to you. Now, I know that if I need money, I can make my own money. But I wanted a husband that would serve the purpose of God in my life, but one that was responsible enough. So what, from day one in our house, it was about putting the best of each other on the table. And we worked together. Let me now tell you the joker. 13 years after we were married, Obasanjo came into presidency and they decided to open up marginal oil fields for Nigerians to participate. My husband is a petroleum engineer. He had, at that point, spent 20 years in NNPC as a professional. He left, applied for the fields with a business woman wife beside you. You will get a lot of encouragement. That's why you must nurture your wives. He won his field with some of his friends who were his partners for it. And since then till now, he's been building an oil exploration and production company. Now, where's Wiz? This furniture that I used to produce, that I could have done younger, that are making money more than husband. How many pieces of furniture will you sell to match oil? Times and seasons. Trusting God, walking with Him. Understanding that the most important thing about your husband, and let me tell you something, the husband you marry is a key success factor in your life. I am forever grateful for Abiodun Oludola Awoshika.
You want to know if a man really doesn't love you? He doesn't tell you what to do and what he wants from you. Men that really love you and can really care are ones that tell you what they need from you so they don't hurt you when you don't give it to them. Now you're like, well, that's dark. Yeah, it is. They will walk away if you can't. And that's one who's integrated and understands that. I want these things to be done in my life. For me, I want this, this, and this. Right. But it's your job as a woman to not reinforce in your head that he's trying to put you in a box. He wants to hear what you have to say about it. And he considers what you have to say because he's there to protect you. A man that really loves a woman will challenge her and tell her what he needs from her because that's a man that loves himself. His love matters.
People don't know how to raise children. When my kid came to me and he said, Daddy, the wheel came off my toy car, and he gave it to me. And I said, so it did, and I threw it in the garbage. And I went back to my magazine. And then I washed that lower lip guard off. Then he started crying. I said, what's the matter? He said, you throwed it away. I said, I get your baby toys where the wheels don't come off. He said, well, maybe I can fix it. So I gave it to him again. And he's sitting on the couch, and he gets it together. In just a minute or two, gets it together. Then you pick up. How did you do that? It's wonderful. He says, I'm not that little. And but how did you do it? See the hole in the wheel, yes. See the piece of iron sticking up? I put the hole in and pushed on it. I said, that's wonderful. But if you say, here, let Daddy do it, let Mommy do it, you produce a blob. You know what that means? You solve all your kids' problems. You have to put things upon them.
One mistake will make a man lose all trust in you. And I know because I did the opposite, and that's why my husband chose me over the chicken heads in his DMs. Here's what set me apart. I created so much safety with my husband from the jump by always making sure that he felt safe, heard, and supported no matter how I felt. If a man chooses to open up and be honest to you, no matter how much it hurts your feelings, tread carefully. That is not the time to tear him down, blow up on him, dismiss him, or get defensive. A man's ego is strong, so if he puts his pride aside for you and you turn against him, Good luck trying to get him to do it again. Ladies, intense emotion is not an excuse for poor communication. The mistake is that a lot of women don't know how to talk to a man. Don't be one of them. Now take that and apply it.
Society used to have an easy laid out path for people. A woman would meet a man. They'd fall in love to some degree. They would have children. They would be married. She would become a mother by the time she's 22, 23. That was what women did. And then for whatever reason, feminism came along and women decided that the patriarchy is terrible and they didn't want to listen to their husbands and they wanted to be set free to make their own decisions, for better or for worse. We gave it to them and now they've been set free. So what do 18 and 19 and 20 and 21-year-olds do now? They run around talking to dudes on Instagram, trying to get Birkin bags and Instagram likes. And they can only do that by hyper-promoting their sexuality, as you just described. So they can get as much attention as possible because the laws of power, 48 laws of power, as you described, you have to try and garner attention, whether it's negative or positive. I'm one of the most Googled men in the world, and I said Lily Phillips' name. Why? Because that's the bottom line of it. It's true. So women are just using their sexuality now to try and get as much attention as possible. They're being thrown out into a dating market with the most desirable men on the planet. They end up having to share a man who can get any girl he wants because they only want a man of a certain status, and all women want him. So there's 1,000 women per one man. They're running from dude to dude, relationship to relationship, getting their heart broken over and over and over again until they eventually realize they have to settle down to some degree. Then they end up upset that they can't settle down with the kind of guy they were with 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. They get into some resentful relationship to eventually have children or offspring or whatever it is. Like everything is completely broken now. And it's broken because women said, we didn't want to listen to men anymore. We don't want to, the patriarchy. We don't want to have to obey our husbands.
For years, women have fought hard to ensure that our generation had an equal place in the workforce.
And to all those women, we just want to say,
thank you. But also, you. I am so tired.
Being a working woman sucks balls.
I work for a women's rights NGO. And every day, I get letters from little girls saying, help me. I need an education. And I'm like, no, you don't. I had an education. You know what I need now? A nap.
In my mother's day, they used to say that a woman's place was in the kitchen. And to that I say, why did that change? I work a 50-hour week in an architecture firm designing kitchens. And ironically, I can't find one night to cook a meal of my own. If I have to eat one more Tesco ready meal, I will. Help. My mother raised me to be an independent woman. I don't want to do that. I want to marry a rich banker and go to brunch. I tried to find him on Tinder, Happen, Hot Hunk, Soul Search. I made those last two up. No, literally. I made them. I work for a tech startup. And now I'm a high earner. At the end of every date, I'm expected to
She's trying to say split the bill.
I bought a sofa 4 years ago and I have never had the chance to use it.
There was a time when women could just go to the bank and take money out. We didn't have to work for it. We could just have it. All for the small fee of sex with our husbands once a month.
So this International Women's Day, take a step in the right direction. That voice. Another step there. Not a good idea.
Brought to you by the Women Against Tiredness Society.
What do you think men want in women?
That's a really good question. I think that the masculine realm that we operate in is based on respect. And a woman who makes her man feel respected is the kind of woman a man's never going to want to lose. If I had a woman and I came home with all 5 of my friends and she came in the house and said, who's hungry? Anyone want any food? It's not about food. I'm the G now. I'm the big boss. My woman wants to feed all of us. The guys there, most of their chicks would never do that. That's respect. That's status for me. That's what men are looking for. That's the secret for the women who are out at home. They're going, men are hard to please. No, men are actually very simple to please. Make him feel important and make him look important.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.